Hello everyone, I welcome everyone for this wonderful lecture of establishing UART communication in 8051 based 8089S52 microcontroller, and this is a continuation lecture from the previous lecture. So in that lecture we created and defined all the registers required for establishing UART communication, and now we are just going to write several functions that is useful for establishing UART communication. Let's get started. So the two major operations that we are going to do in UART communication is transmission and reception. And before that, we are just going to initialize the UART communication. So we are just going to write three different functions. First one is initialization function for UART communication, and the second one is transmission function, which is useful for transmitting data over UART communication, and the third function is receiving function, which is useful for receiving a byte of data in serial communication. So I'm just going to write the initialization function void UART initialize. So this function receives no parameters, and here I hope you remember the configurations that we did in the UART configuration lecture before the previous lecture. So you could have remembered that these are all the initialization part of the UART communication. So here I am just configuring and running the timer, which is useful for setting the baud rate for the communication, and we are setting the baud rate to be 9600 by loading the data of 0xFD to the TH1 register of the timer. And thirdly, we are running the timer, that is we are start running the timer, and fourthly we are configuring the UART communication with the mode 1. That is, I hope you remember these configurations that we did. So I'm just copying this and I'm pasting it over here. I'm just putting it above over here. So that's all about the configuration part. So if you have no clarity about it, please go back to the UART configuration lecture. So the playlist for this course is provided in the description of this video, so you can go back to that lecture. I have explained about each and everything about the configuration of UART communication. And nextly, we are just going to write the transmission function. TX of, it receives a parameter unsigned char of data underscore data. So for transmitting the data, the only thing that we want to do is we just want to pass the required data that needs to be transmitted to the SBUF register, that is the buffer register of the UART communication. So SBUF equal to underscore data, that is this variable. Whatever I am receiving here, I am just transmitting that to the SBUF register. And after loading the data, we are just going to monitor the TI flag. If it is high, we will clear the flag. So that's it. You can see we are loading the data to the SBUF register, that is the serial buffer register, and here we are just waiting until the TI flag is raised. When the data is completely transmitted over the serial communication, this flag will be automatically raised by the processor. So once it becomes high, we are clearing the flag and we are running out of that while loop. So this is the process, and this function is useful for transmitting a byte of data over serial communication. And the third function is, as I said, the reception function, Rx. So this function receives no parameters, but what we are going to do is initially we will wait till the reception is complete. So in our case, the reception completion is indicated by the RI flag. As I said, if it is high, the reception of 1 byte of data is complete. So when it is high, the control will be skipping this loop, and here we will voluntarily make this bit 0. And once we make that bit 0, after that we will fetch the data from the same SBUF register. So you can see whatever the data may be, if you are transmitting or receiving, we are just going to use the same buffer register in our serial communication. So here also I am transmitting the data using SBUF register, and here also I am reading the received data using SBUF register. So whatever the content of SBUF will be returned from this function call. So that's all about the functions required for establishing serial communication. Now let's try to write a logic for transmitting a byte of data over serial communication. So first I'm just going to initialize the UART communication. So I'm just going to call this function UART initialize over here. So the UART communication will be initialized in mode 1 with the baud rate of 9600 as we configured in the UART configuration lecture. And nextly, coming inside the while of 1, I am just going to transmit a byte of data, that is a character. Let's take it to be small a, and after transmitting I am just going to give a certain delay of 50,000. So I just want to write down the delay function, void delay of unsigned int of d while of d minus minus. So this is a rough delay function which you can use for producing rough delays in your program. So you can see, as per our logic, the UART has been initialized with 9600 baud rate, and the character small a will be kept on transmitted from the serial port of our microcontroller with a rough delay of 50,000 for each time of transmission. I am just building this code. You can see the code has been successfully compiled with 0 errors. You can also simulate this program in Proteus with the help of virtual terminal available in your Proteus. I am just opening the Proteus simulation software. Click on this ISIS icon for opening the schematic capture tab. Here click on this P icon for picking the devices required. Our microcontroller is, as I said, as usual, AT89C51, which we are using for simulation. I am just going to place the microcontroller over here, and you can find the virtual terminal by clicking on this instruments tab, and here you can find the virtual terminal, which can be used as a serial port testing instrument. Connect the TX line of this microcontroller to the RX of the terminal and RX line of the microcontroller to the TX of the virtual terminal. Double click this microcontroller and change the crystal frequency to be 11.0592 and click on this icon to load the hex file. Go to the respective folder where you have stored the project files, and inside the objects folder you will find this hex file. Click on it and click on OK. Now when I play the simulation by clicking on the play button in the left bottom corner of the window, so now you can see the character A is being continuously transmitted from the serial port of our microcontroller with a rough delay of 50,000 as we have given in our program. So that's all about the simulation. You can see this is the development board that I'm going to use for demonstrating all the outputs that I get in my hardware. And here in my development board you can see the ISP pinouts where you can connect the USB ASP programmer pinouts directly to this connector for programming this microcontroller or for uploading the hex file directly to this microcontroller. So the programmer that I am going to use is USB ASP programmer, and I am going to connect the pinouts of this programmer to my ISP programming lines available in my development board like this. And I am going to connect this USB ASP programmer to my PC through USB cable like this. And the other end of my USB ASP programmer, I am just going to connect that to the PC through USB cable. You can see the terminal connections of ISP programmer is this one. Reset is connected to reset pin of the ISP programmer, and clock is connected to clock, MISO to MISO, MOSI to MOSI, and VCC ground to the respective pins. So you can see all the pins are directly provided in my development board, or if you are not having a development board, you can also build the circuit in a breadboard for uploading the hex to your microcontroller like this. So this is the pinout of this USB ISP programmer. I just want to connect the MOSI to the pin 6 and MISO to pin 7 and clock to pin 8, as well as the reset pin must be also connected to the pin 9. Then the VCC must be connected to the pin 40 and ground must be connected to pin 20. In addition to this, you just want to provide a 11.0592 MHz crystal to this 18th and 19th pin of the microcontroller, and then you just want to pull this EA pin high so that you are indicating to the microcontroller that you are just going to use the internal ROM of the microcontroller. So using this circuit, you can also upload the hex file to this microcontroller even in breadboard. After the connection is done, open the program ISP software. The link for the software is provided in the description of this video. You can directly download it from there. Now you can see in this software, this program ISP icon is not highlighted. That means the programmer is not yet connected. Before that, you just want to choose the microcontroller that you are working on. So our microcontroller is AT89S52, that is being selected. But regardless of all the microcontrollers available, you just want to select the microcontroller that you are working on. So I am choosing AT89S52, and then now when I connect my USB ISP programmer USB cable to my PC, you can see this icon is highlighted, which means that the programmer is connected to the PC USB port. Now for uploading the flash or the hex file to this software, you just want to click on this file tab and click on load flash and go to the respective project folder where you have stored the project files, and there you can find the hex file inside this objects folder, and click on this hex file and click on open. Now you just want to check the required operations that needs to be done when you click on this auto button. So I need the microcontroller to be erased as well as program the flash to the microcontroller, and then after programming I want the flash to be verified. So these three are the operations that I need. So I am just leaving these three checked. Other than that, I am not checking any other checkbox. And remember one thing, that while programming, the power from the USB ISP programmer is sufficient for the microcontroller. So you need not connect any external 5V signal to the microcontroller for powering up. Now for uploading the hex file, just click on this auto button. Now you can see the hex file is being downloaded to your microcontroller AT89S52. And the programming has been done. So this is the development board that I am going to use for demonstrating serial communication, and this one is, we know, port 1, port 3, port 2 and port 0 of the microcontroller, and I am just going to use this CP2012 USB to UART converter for transmitting and receiving data from the serial port of this microcontroller to the USB port of my PC. So I am just going to use this for transmitting and receiving data from serial communication of the microcontroller. So you can see I am just going to use 3 pins particularly from this module, that is RxD, TxD and ground. So I am just going to connect the RxD of this module to the TX of the serial port of the microcontroller. So we know that the pin 3.1, P3.1 is the TX of the microcontroller. So I have connected 3.1 to the RxD of the module, and TX of this module must be connected to RX of the microcontroller. So vice versa connection must be made. So I am connecting the TX of this module to the RX of the microcontroller. RX of the microcontroller is nothing but P3.0. So you can see I have connected RX of the microcontroller to TX of the module and TX of the microcontroller to RX of the module. So vice versa connection has been made. And nextly, important connection that you want to do is the ground connection of the module with the microcontroller ground. So I am connecting ground of this module to the microcontroller ground. So that's it. That's all about the connection. I'm just going to plug this CP2012 module to my USB port of my PC. You can see I'm just plugging this to my PC USB port, and then I'm just going to power up this development board with the help of 12 volt 1 amps adapter. You can see the development board has been powered up. So now that we have completed with the connections of our hardware, I'm just going to demonstrate the serial transmission with the help of a software called Docklite. So link for this software is provided in the description of this video. You can directly download it from there, and you can use the evaluation version for free, and if you want the license you can also download it from their website. And for configuring the port for this communication, double click on this COM port number on the top right corner and click on this drop down menu and select the device that you are using. And regarding the baud rate, our baud rate is set to be 9600 in our program, so I'm just leaving it as it is, and then click on OK. That's all about the configuration that needs to be done for demonstrating the transmission of serial communication. And as of our programming logic, the character A will be transmitted with a rough delay of 50,000, that is a loop delay. So this character A will be being continuously transmitted from the serial port of our microcontroller as the connection is made. So I just want to start this communication. You can start the communication by clicking on the play button in the top left corner of the window. And you can see the character A, as per our logic, is being transmitted from our microcontroller serial port. So our program is working fine. That's all about the output.